Welcome to Hi everybody. Welcome to Unwind Friday. It's your girl Lisa Black bringing you the heat with a little street.
And it's your girl Marie, a certified life and health coach, bringing you tools you can use.
And we are Sisters Edified. Welcome, guys. As always, we start with what we are unwinding with. We got a few things tonight because y'all, we feeling ourselves.
I haven't unwinded in a while, you guys. It has been so busy for me. You know, sometimes in lives get busy, but we cannot forget self-care. So I'm back, and we're unwinding today.
Yeah. So, because Marie was missing for 2 weeks, y'all, and I was like holding us down.
And I miss y'all so much.
So I am glad to have my partner back. So, okay, guys. So one of the things I was seeing going around on Facebook, I wanted to try. So this is the Cayman's margarita. So this is one thing that I tried today. We also are unwinding with right now, guys. Comment what you are unwinding with. My classic, as you all know. And then my brother came through. My brother Swan made us some Jello shots, y'all. Hey,
So shots to y'all for the weekend. Let's try to take a shot. I'm gonna take the apple. What he said, it's the apple.
The green apple.
Green apple.
Cheers. Well, welcome back. All right. That's pretty good.
You got water, Benita?
What's your unwinding with?
Oh yeah, one thing I would like to say is, you guys, please accept the StreamYard so that we can see your name when you comment. Or it just says Facebook user. Now on YouTube you don't have to, because it just shows your name. But on Facebook you have to, and then it shows your name.
Guys, you will want to stick around tonight because we are going to do a drawing. We're gonna have 2 winners tonight. You're gonna get your prize instantaneously. We are going to cash app you or Zelle you, whichever one that you have. So we want you to stay tuned because this month is the month of Thanksgiving, the month to be thankful. So we are all thankful for you guys, all of our supporters that's always there with us. So tonight we are going to show you guys our appreciation. So we have that set up. So stick with us. We're going to do a drawing. We're going to pick 2 of our top contributors, and we are going to cash app you tonight.
So anybody who knows me, who's been on on my business page, my Mary Kay page, know I love the wheel. So I already have you guys name our top 10 contributors in the wheel, ready to spin, and we're going to spin. And the 2 people who win, we're going to cash app you right away, or sell you if you don't have a cash app. And I would like to say, somebody else is unwinding with popcorn and Hallmark movies. This is the time of year for Hallmark movies. I absolutely love popcorn, but could y'all please stop selling popcorn so I can lose weight? Because they keep doing the one popcorn, and I order like 3 at a time for the 30, and I love the caramel and I love the regular. And I tasted a new one called queso something, but the person who commented, it just says Facebook user. I need you to accept StreamYard. It's not going to do anything to you, so we can see your name when you comment. So let's get into it.
Our topic tonight
is cutting ties with the part of you that is preventing you from moving forward in life. That's for preventing you from completing those goals that you want to complete. That's preventing you from living out your dreams, from walking in purpose. This topic came up. Me and Melissa discussed it. Everybody thought it was so funny. So you guys, Kanye West, Ye, because I want to respect the man in his name. Ye wrote a post that he was cutting ties with Kanye West, and everybody made memes. Here's one right here. So 50 Cent made a meme that says, Curtis Jackson is reportedly cutting ties with 50 Cent. And this is not actually the picture, because at the end in the comment, I thought I brought up the whole one. In the comment, he says, I'm cutting ties with 50 Cent. I'm cutting ties with anybody that can F me up or prevent me from reaching my goals. Exactly. And even though people were on there laughing about this hit me deep. I am a deep person, you guys. I'm a very deep person. So when they said that, it hit me in a different way. It wasn't a joke to me, because we all have that part of us that's preventing us from moving forward.
because we are all stuck in our ways.
That's
That's
what I
a good idea
said.
to do out here.
Because
Because
I
I
know,
know
and I also joined that. Like, I was like, you know what, Melissa is cutting ties with Melissa Black, because sometimes y'all listen Black. But those of you who know me, like when I'm in my zone, when I'm in my mood, like things can get a little something else. But that's Andrea. That's welcome everybody. So stay tuned, because like I said, we're gonna do a drawing in the middle of this, and we're gonna cash out our winners tonight. Because this is the month to be thankful for, and
We are thankful for all of you guys. So let's discuss it. I want to discuss this because, like I was saying, there is a side of us that we all need to cut ties with, that's preventing us from reaching that goal or walking in the purpose that God has for us, or, being fearful, because, sometimes God calls us to do things, but we're fearful and we won't do it because it's the side of us we refuse to let go that we need to cut ties with. So when I seen 50 Cent says cutting ties with 50 Cent, have anybody ever followed 50? Which some of you guys probably don't, but I do. I absolutely love 50 Cent. Like, you guys, I love him, but he's a person who, with no filter, he comments on everything. But then he actually had a thought when he seen, because Kanye West didn't know how to, because what people don't understand, even though Kanye West might have been speaking some truth to some of the things he said, he just was doing too much that hindered him. And sometimes you can do too much. Like, when we was younger, our parents used to say, you writing a check that your ASS can't cash. Don't write a check you can't cash. They used to say that to us to let us know, hey, you need to chill out. You're doing too. Have any of you guys' parents ever let you know that?
Anybody in my family that's on here right now, y'all was like, hey, go sit down. Don't write a check that can't, or a hard head, make a song.
It's a hard head, make a song. So
I feel like we all live the same life in a sense as being in
absolutely. If you hear the comments, it seems like everybody lives the same life. Hi, baby. And somebody said, hey, aunties, but I can't see your name because you got to accept the StreamYard so I can see your name or comment your name so I can know you were.
No, but I feel like Kanye West did shine a lot of light. I don't agree with everything that he did, but I feel like he shined a lot of light on some things, and they have made it true because look how fast they cut him off. Like how fast $2 billion he lost in a matter of days.
But one thing Farrakhan said when he came out, I don't really have it. If you can lose $2 million in 2 days, did he really have it?
Exactly.
So I love that he spoke. They cut him off from the thing, so he can't be on there because he speaks the truth. That's somebody. Well, I'm not Muslim, but I absolutely love that man. He speaks truth.
Exactly. So, guys, when we say cutting off that part of you that's preventing you from moving forward, whether it's personally, whether it's in your career, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's just anything. So you gotta tune in. Hi. So
you did accept. I don't know why it's not showing your name.
So we want you to tune in to that, what that thing is, because sometimes I feel like you gotta make a list. If you don't make a list to succeed, then you're kind of winging it, right? So a plan, I always say, if you fail with a plan, then you plan to fail.
Well, Melissa, I was thinking of it from a different perspective. Like, say 50 Cent. 50 Cent started Curtis Jackson started his career under 50 Cent. Sometimes we start things in life under a certain name or a person who we are at that time, and then we think we're supposed to hold on to it because that's where we came from. Like me, for instance, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Anybody who's from my old city who might be watching, they call me Bunny Fufu. Bunny Fufu was known for not taking no mess, fighting, beat anybody up. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a name that I held on to for so long, to the point where I'm just not Bunny Fufu anymore. I'm just not the Bunny that you know. And sometimes in life, people are afraid to let go of those people because they're afraid to lose the people who was connected to that name.
Yeah, so you grow and you develop.
But some people who refuse to lose that, they lose things, they never reach their goals. Or like, rest in peace to Takeoff, y'all. I'm hurt. Like, that's a family member of mine. Very sad. But that's another prime example. When we're afraid to cut certain parts of our lives off, it can harm us dearly, even to the point of taking our lives away from us, of premature death. So a lot of the rappers, right? So they're under this pressure of when they become rich that you're not real if you don't go back to the hood. When in reality, God has elevated you. Now it's okay to elevate people with you, but don't live there where God took you from, because then it's gonna take you back down. And that's what happened to, if you guys ever just watch, you guys, I'm a reality person, so I don't watch fiction. I love reality shows. So that's what happened to MC Hammer. He was attached to all these people trying to take all of them with him, and they drug him down. C Murder, Master P brother, he told him, listen, God moved us out of here. He made it where I'm working hard. I worked hard to get my family out the hood, stay out the hood. Even some of his other rappers, they wouldn't stay out the hood. He said that C Murder had a mansion, but was paying for a apartment in the projects and would sleep at the apartment in the projects. And guess where he is now? Serving life in prison. So we don't want to serve life in prison or serve life in a life of prison, because you're in a prison even if you're not in a prison per se, if you're not living in purpose, if you're afraid, if you're walking in fear to live your dreams. Do you agree or disagree? What do you think about that? You guys comment and tell me what you think about that.
Think about growing and cutting off those pieces of you that is not beneficial to you anymore. And it's okay. It don't make you fake. And I think that's one thing we have to stress, because so many times we grow and we develop and we emerge from these pieces of us or parts of us, or even the people that used to be attached to those. And sometimes then people, oh, you changed, oh, you fake, or no,
I'm supposed to change. I'm growing every day. If you're not changing, you're not growing.
Right.
And things that don't grow die. And it's deep. And even if it's not a physical death, you die spiritually, you die mentally. So growth is a must, or you end up. That's how we end up with people that's oppressed and depressed, because they are preventing themselves from growing, because either they won't let a relationship with a friend or a man go, or they're holding on to a part of them.
What about those people who don't feel like they know how to grow? What's the next steps to grow? Because I said that because so often on my timeline, because I still have a lot of people from Saginaw that I went to school with, people even that I went to school with from here. And I'll see their statuses and they like, man, I'm about to give up. Man, I really want to give up. Man, I'm done with this. Even a guy one time, he went as far as saying, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to be just done. And I feel like some people only know what they know. They know what they're experienced, what they've been exposed to. So how do they begin to seek growth or know how to grow?
So for the people who want to grow, because sometimes we put pressure on people that it's people who live their lives that don't want to grow, and they can drain you, and you just have to be okay with this person is comfortable, even though they're living a life of misery. We really have people out there that's comfortable in misery. They don't want to go any further. But for the people who don't know how to go any further, what you have to do first is surround yourself with people that's ambitious, that's determined to go further, that came from the same place as you. Don't be intimidated by them. Because when I moved to Grand Rapids, you guys, I was a 9th grade dropout. Everybody thought I always kept nice things because my mother dressed nice, and in my family they dressed nice, so I could dress nice. I could make my outside interior look very well, but the inside I was suffering. I would cry every time I went to a graduation because I felt like a failure. I felt intimidated around educated women. But when I came to Grand Rapids and I went to Word of Faith Grand Rapids Church, everybody there was educated and they was cool and they was down to earth. And if I would have had the mindset that these people think they're better than me, I would have never grew. But because I embraced them and I got encouraged by them, that I was able to take steps. So when they offered me opportunities to do certain things, and even though I did it in fear, because I didn't know, I remember the first time my pastor sent a letter saying that they wanted me to take this class, go to Bible college, because I was teaching children ministry. And I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't know Bible class. The class was $2,000. I like teaching children ministry, but why I gotta do all this, you know? But it was God putting me on the road, Melissa, to where I am now. And so I agreed to it because I'm obedient to the people who God put over me in my life. That's one thing about me. I've always been respectful of my elders and obedient. I'm disobedient in a way to God, but like, you know, other people, he said, I'm working on that, God. Working on that. I do have ways that I'm disobedient to God because I'm not fully walking life the way he wants me to.
Drinking. And like I got a little high, so like that's why I'm moving on. I'm like,
but when they sent that, and I can remember that they gave me a book report to type out, and they gave me the fonts and Word and all that. They wanted it 12 fonts, they wanted it this and that, and they wanted it on Word, and I'm like, what's Word? I don't use no computers, but for MySpace. Because this is how God do. And I remember calling my sister Sarah crying, you guys, crying like, I can't type of paper. I don't even know what Word is or this and that. And she said, I got Word. I'll come download it on your computer because I did have a computer, and I'll show you how to do it, and I'll set everything up for you. And I did it, and that was the beginning of my growth. But if I would have first rejected the people who was around me that was growing,
right,
you know, that had a different perspective and was raised in a different environment.
Right.
So that's what I would like to say is that don't be intimidated by the people around you that's growing. Don't think that they all that because they might have this and they might have that or because they got an education, because that's not them. That's you. That's something you projected on them that they think they all that. That's something inside of you that you need to fix. And it might be because you want that too.
And a few things I would like to say, just to interject on some of the things that you said. Sometimes God make us uncomfortable, right? You become uncomfortable with
always uncomfortable,
and you start feeling different, and your mind starts to wonder, and you start to think, what else can I be doing? What else should I be doing? And that's one of those things that it may be time to grow, and it's okay to change your circle. We're gonna read that. All right, let's see what the comment. What it says.
This comment said, I think it's very important to cut off people, behaviors, or environments that would not align with your purpose, especially if you have children too. You have to teach them and also protect them. I absolutely agree. I agree.
Because if your children do not do what you say, they do what you do.
They do what you do.
You are an example for your child, no matter whether you realize that or not, but that child is most likely imitating you in everything they do. If you watch your kid play dolls or with toys, you'll notice they're saying things that you've said, they're interacting the way you interact, and they do what you do. So you want to set that example, even if you feel like you can't do it for yourself. Grow and be the best that you can be, because you want your kids to see that. Because when your kids come back to you, because they will, they want to say, man, my mama took care of, like my mama did her thing. Like we already knew we was going to be successful because my mama had already laid the path for us.
That's just like when I have women who come to me that's in bad relationships or abusive relationships, either mentally or physically. And they ask me, what do you think I should do? I never tell people to leave relationships or cut off friends. I always, if a woman has a daughter, right, I always say, how would you want your daughter to be treated by a man? That's exactly how you should treat yourself. That's exactly what you should accept for a man, the same way you would want your daughter to accept for a man, because it makes them think deeper. They don't want their daughters being talked to any kind of way and mistreated. So I always just plant that thought, and I'm like, how would you want your daughter to be treated in a relationship? That I say, think on that, and then that should help you make your choice, because the reality of it is whatever we accept in a relationship, a friendship, anything is what our kids are going to accept. If we're a people seeker or a people pleaser, our kids are going to be people pleasers. If we allow men to run over us, our kids are going to allow. If you have a son and you're a man and you allow women to run over you and mistreat you, your son is going to do the same thing, because they imitate us. Now we have some that are strong and strong-minded and lead and they're able to rise above that, but most of the time our kids literally follow the traits that we instilled in them.
That we do. So that, like you said, I think that's very good to say. If you can't think of it for yourself, think of it for your children. Now, some of you may not have children, and you go, okay, well, I don't have children, but you may have a younger sibling. You may have and you think you may have a niece or a nephew that you absolutely love. That's looking up to you, and you say, well, what would I want them to experience? Because it's a lot of people that look up to you. They may not say it yet. They may not express it until something happens, and they say, "Man, I always looked up to you. Man, I always wondered how I could do this until you said that." So that's part of the reason why we wanted to create this platform, because we wanted to start to plant seeds of being a better you, growing, and then we want you to bring in people
And be a safe place so that we can share things that we go through. And talk about things that people don't talk to in the Afro and Latino community and in any community. I just wanted a safe place, and I'm fighting hard to continue to build this. And it can become discouraging sometimes, you know, but I'm going to keep fighting because I know it's for a reason. Because when God wants me to release it, it won't be on my spirit no more. I won't feel so precious. But what I would like to say also is, like, I was bunny foo-foo, right? I was bunny foo-foo for a long, long time. Sometimes when people disrespect me, I still want to be bunny foo-foo. However, when I began to grow, y'all, I couldn't even, when I would go around my old friends and things like that, it started being uncomfortable for me. And even though they might have thought, oh, she thinks she's better than me now, no, I was starting to grow. Like a butter, like, you know, a caterpillar goes into a cocoon and then it turns into a butterfly, and then it totally dissolves when it goes in there. That's what people don't know. Like that things turn to resolve, turn to a butterfly. You're supposed to grow. And I absolutely love everybody who I grew up from the past. But my mother used to say something to me, and it didn't make sense till I got older. She used to say, them same ninjas out there doing what they doing now, they're gonna be doing the same thing 10 years from now. Right. You got time when you come back, do what you need to do. And I used to be mad at her when she said that. But in reality, where I come from, there's a lot of the people who I hung out there with doing the same thing that we was doing when we was teenager and younger adults. If I show up there, they're all connected together, just doing the same thing. And so it's a reality. And so growth, don't be ashamed. Don't never let anybody make you be ashamed of growth. A lot of people are being ashamed. A lot of our young rappers are being ashamed and put pressure on them to come back. You can still take care of your people without being there. You can send stuff back. You can build houses in the community. You can donate without being there, without putting your life at risk. Because the reality of it is, people would not like you just because you grew. They will have no other reason but because they didn't have the confidence, because they wasn't willing to cut off the side of them that was holding them back. I was willing to cut off bunny foo-foo, and I had to lose some things. And y'all, I went through a stage where I was lonely, because I went through a stage where I didn't have anybody, because I had to build new people, because I was in a place where I was in between, where I felt like, oh, okay, I don't fit in here, I don't fit in there no more. But God would send you your people. I have my people now. I have different people from different places, even from where I was from. Like, it's just different levels of people who God will put in your life. And now I have my people. But growth is painful and it can be lonely sometimes, but it's worth it. Are you willing to cut off the side of you that's hindering you from reaching the goals that you want to reach? That's my question to you. Comment and let us know. What side of you is stopping you from going forth? I can tell you guys what side of me is stopping me from going forth. It's the young, it's the childish Marie that's fear, you know. Like, I know, like, certain things about me. Like, you guys, I'm gonna be honest. When I talk to people, they'll say, "Oh, you seem like a minister or something." I know that that's probably something. I always, but no, that ain't me. That ain't who I am. You know, I always like push it off because I know what comes with that. It's a different type of commitment, and I'm not ready to commit. So I have a side of me, y'all, that is, I was born a rebellious child, and I pray about it. And it's a side of me that don't like commitment. I don't like committing to things. And so that's the side of me that I'm fighting right now to let go, you guys. What side of you that you're fighting to let go that's stopping you from moving forward in what you believe your purpose is? What side of you, Melissa?
I kind of lost a few trains there. Yeah, you took it and went on. And I'm like, all right, do your thing. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's some things that you know you're gonna be great at. Some things, and it's crazy because like how it works. It's like I know I will be good at this, but I'm scared to do it because I may be committed to it. I may be full on that thing. It's almost like when you get a certain license, right? They tell you you're no longer a civilian and you must act in a certain situation. And it kind of puts you in that commitment stage, because now when you see something, you gotta act because you have committed to this thing. So I feel like it's some of that, because it forces you to elevate. Because especially for me, like I said, I was a skater. And that was a big part of me that I had to let go, because the bare minimum was good for me, because I would get the same results as somebody who's trying their hardest. And as a skater, I never had to really work hard for anything, because me doing my bare minimum or just enough was just as good as somebody doing their hardest. So then I came to a place in my life where I was like, I want something. I want to have to work hard for something. I got to find that thing out there that I got to really commit to, and I got to work hard, that I don't have to just get up one day and last minute put it together and it's good, it's great, and people loving it. So that part of me, that skater part, that part that says I'm not going to commit fully, because I'm like, even if I know I can do it in the last minute, I want to fully commit, because when the praise come, I want to be able to fully bask in it. I want to say, yep, I tried hard for that, because it's a very different. I don't know if you ever felt that, where you didn't really commit to something, but everybody acting like it's the most amazing thing in the world, and you kind of like, yeah, you can't really celebrate. So I always found myself not being able to really celebrate, because I always know I didn't do much of anything to get those results.
And I feel like God put you in a place for growth too, because you know I'm on your head about that, and you had to spend like a year with me.
True, very true. And I feel like these last 2 places I've been in has pushed me to a different level of, it's time to let that Melissa go. It's time to let the skater in you go. Now you got to you wanted this where you got to put forth more effort. Now you got it. But I want to stop, because I know we are close to our 30 minutes, and do our drive. Let's pick our 2 winners.
So we're going to do our drive. We want to cash app you right away. So you guys, I have to share a different screen. Hold on a minute.
We're going to get the screen up. We're going to do our drive for our top contributors, guys. And if you win tonight, we're going to cash app you tonight, or Zelle you. We'll let you choose in the comments, or if somebody's not on right now, if you win, we will contact you to make sure you get that gift, because again, this is Thanksgiving, the month to be thankful, and we are truly thankful for all of our loyal supporters who like, comment, share, who's always with us on Friday. Did you find it? You got it?
I'm trying to find it.
So get ready to drop your cash apps.
I think I found it. I did. Go back. I found it. Now I have to share it on the screen. Oh, it's on the screen.
It's on the screen.
I don't know if you guys can see it. Comment and let me know if you can see the name.
Y'all see the name? These are our top 10 contributors. We want to give back to you guys for giving to us your time and being loyal. Are you ready to spin? Our first winner.
I'm trying to get us at least at the bottom. So I'm ready to spin for our first winner. Let me go back. Let me try to spin. I'm gonna click to spin. Here we go. It's like pausing. Brian Williams.
Our first winner.
Brian Williams, our first winner. Drop your cash app so we can cash app you right away. I'm going to go ahead and do another spin for our second one. Here we go. I hate that it pauses like that.
Let's see. Mary and Brian for tonight. Congratulations, guys.
Go ahead and drop your cash app, and we'll send you a cash app for you. We thank all of you, and we would like to do this more often for just being a part of this.
Give a shout out to our top 10 contributors. Let me give a shout out. We truly appreciate you. As Marie said, sometimes it can get daunting. It can get a little discouraging.
Absolutely.
But we truly appreciate you. Our top 10 contributors. You will be a top 10 contributor next week. It is not over. Just go in, like, comment, whatever it is, share. But our top 10 contributors this week is Benita, Mary Helen Lewis, our aunt, Sarah Weed, Aunt Julia, which is Julia Lewis, Ronique Murchison, Antoinette Smith, Brian Weed, Barnetta Anderson, Taquana Hollis, and Mary H. Lewis. Thank you guys so much.
And I want to thank you guys. We do appreciate you. Keep on, but we like you guys to share our YouTube link so we can get more people in, so we can encourage and build up more people. But before we go, I'd like to post some of the comments that we get. Here we go. Wait a minute, you guys. This thing went right here. Like, okay. So we have my niece Tiffany. She said for her, it's the fear of being embarrassed or things not being perfect before I start. One thing that I like that I teach as a coach is do it scared, because embarrassment is fear. That's what it is. Do it fearful. Sometimes I get up and speak in front of people. I'll be having to take my anxiety pill. I'm gonna be honest, because we're in a safe place and transparent. Sometimes when I go speak in front of crowds, I have to take my anxiety pill first. But I do it scared. And when I'm done, I critique myself. I think I'm horrible. The people come up to me like, "Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome." I'm like, "Ooh, thank God."
And you're your biggest critic. Like you're gonna critique yourself harder than anybody you know. And Beverly also was a person who had said something like that too, and that had really resonated with me. She said, "I don't care if you going through that door scared. If they're going through that door, go through that door scared." And I'm like, man, that was huge to me, because I'm like you said, Tiffany, sometimes we do get fearful, and we like, dang, what if it don't work? What if it, it's not perfect?
Or we critiquing ourselves, our image, or something like that. But no, just do it. I find, when I got taught how to speak, I find that one person to look at. Most of the time I have one of my sisters in the crowd and look straight, I try to do that. But and another thing, like perfection, I'm a perfectionist too. She knows I'm a perfectionist. One thing that another coach, as a coach, you have a coach. She said, if you're waiting for perfection to make videos, you'll never make them. So if you're waiting for perfection to do anything in your life, it'll never happen. None of us is perfect. None of us do it perfect. People who put out perfect videos usually have it edited or something like that. So don't worry about perfection. None of that. Just do it. Just do it. Let's go to the next comment. We have Aunt Julia. Aunt Julia says she had to learn to say no sometimes. I used to say yes to whatever I was asked and would become overwhelmed sometimes. I could have grew faster and better. Absolutely. One thing I tell people, if you don't know how to say no, you don't know anything about self-care. Saying no is about self-love and self-care, and not allowing people to use you. Saying no is setting boundaries. No matter how somebody feel about it, you have to remember, if you can do it, if you can't. Sometimes we make sacrifices and we do say yes, but if it becomes overwhelmed where it's hindering our life or hindering our purpose, we absolutely have to say no.
We have to be okay with saying no.
And then we have one more. Benita, my beautiful niece, she said, be more social. You have to be social, Benita. And that's something you learn from us. It's our fault. We sorry, because we used to stick among each other, and we found I can't build an empire with these guys. I love them, they support me. But you have to social network. So yes, networking is important. That's what I've been doing a lot of lately. That's what we've been doing. It's networking, meeting new beautiful women, not being stuck in that. I see people, I don't want no new friends, my old crew. That's why you're not getting nowhere, because you're in your own crew and not doing that. Meeting new people, meeting new associates. They don't have to be friends. They could be associates that you have a good time with and you build with.
And I also want to say one thing I've learned, especially having a degree in business, building my career in corporate America, it is 100% not what you know, but who you know. Absolutely. You have to strengthen those connections. You got to be willing to open up, because especially going to your field of business, it's going to be very important that you connect with the right people, because you got to get your name out there. Although the city feel big, it is not that big. So I learned, like, I got to be able to network. I'm meeting women in business, going to these business events, because I know where I want to be in corporate America. That's the path I chose to take. I know some of us do entrepreneurship, and shouts out to you. But my path, I felt like you said, entrepreneurs are awesome. And I know corporate America is the path that I want to go, because I want to be able to unplug. I want to be able to clock out, hang up my mnemonic device, and say I am done for the day. I will check back in when it is time. That's how I operate.
Well, I want to think about you all night, send you a text if I see you on Facebook, say but but you know, because I have to leave you guys with an action step with this one. So your action step for this week is to really dig deep on that side of you that you know you need to cut off so it can stop hindering you. The side of you that can destroy you. The side of you that can make you lose $2 billion in 2 days.
And check out actually this is a very good tie-in to the online Friday that I did last week, because it tells you to make a list of where you could be if you had cut that side of you off.
Awesome. But first they have to identify that side.
Identify that side.
So identify, some of you guys already know because you commented, but if you don't know, you really need to think about it. Think about it. Think about and weigh out, what am I losing holding on to this? What can I gain if I let go of this side? I'm pretty sure that you can gain a lot if you let aside that side that's hindering you. It's not worth it. Any friends that's supposed to be on your journey, they're going to continue on with you when you cut that side off of you. The ones who not, they're going to fall off, and it's going to be a good reason why they fall you off, because they were weights in your life. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. Please comment, let us know another topic you want to talk about. I have an awesome one that I want to talk about next week already. But if you have one that you want us to talk about, we will do the research. Go ahead and do your part.
So thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight. Congratulations to our winners. You can be a top contributor too. Just like, comment, share on things so we can grow and expand our family, guys, because this is a safe place. But if you have a topic that you would like to discuss, drop it in the comments, or you can inbox Marie or myself. We will do the research for you and bring it before you. Thank you so much for joining us for Unwind Friday. Have a great night.